Metal 3D printing isn't science fiction anymore, it's industrial, it's real, and ASME Section 9 has an entire article dedicated to qualifying it. If you've never heard of wire-additive welding, you are about to learn about the newest, least covered corner of the whole code. Welcome to Season 2 of ASME Section 9 Explained. We're kicking things off with the code's newest frontier, added specifically to handle a process most welding codes haven't caught up to yet: wire-additive welding. Here's the core idea. Wire-additive welding builds parts or entire assemblies mainly or entirely out of weld metal itself, layer by layer, using wire filler metal, the same way a 3D printer builds an object one layer at a time. This isn't joining two pre-existing pieces together. The weld metal doesn't just connect the part. In a very real sense, the weld metal is the part. That's exactly why it needs its own rules. Because weld metal makes up so much of the final piece, not just a thin seam, qualification has to be far more extensive than a normal WPS. Instead of testing one set of parameters, you're required to bracket the entire cooling rate range the process could ever experience out in real production. Here's the mechanics, and it's genuinely more demanding than anything else in this series. A single wire-additive WPS needs multiple separate procedure qualifications, one at the highest heat input and highest interpass temperature, which gives you the lowest cooling rate, and another at the lowest heat input and lowest interpass temperature, which gives you the highest cooling rate. Then you do it again at both extremes of layer width. One WPS. Several full qualifications. There's even a unique concept called integrated backing. You can build weld metal onto a backing plate and remove it later, or leave that backing permanently in the finished part, which then requires extra specimens just to qualify the backing's own P number. And here's a nice callback to episode 9. Qualify a section over 2 inches thick, and just like traditional welding, you're qualified for unlimited thickness. To recap, wire-additive welding builds parts mainly or entirely from weld metal, which is why qualification requires bracketing both cooling rate extremes and both layer width extremes, several full qualifications for one WPS. It's more demanding than anything else in this code, and it's only going to get more relevant from here. Next episode, we look at exactly what changed to get us here. The real, verified updates in the 2025 edition of Section 9, including revisions tied to this very article. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and get the full written guide at weldfabworld.com.